War. War never changes.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, to War Never Changes, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Jim, and as always, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, 50 caliber, Phil McCracken himself. How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really glad you put together show notes, and I just reviewed them about 6 minutes before the time of recording, so we have a little role reversal today. But I said to you in text, my goal was to hit 30 minutes. So we'll see if we make it longer. It might be a short show. It might go a full hour today. That's the magic of a slow news week, is there isn't always a whole lot to talk about. But we are going to do our best to entertain each and every one of you for as long as we can.
Dude, my jaw muscles hurt so bad because you told the viewers a couple weeks ago the evil thing that you do to me right as you hit record.
Oh, yes.
Right before you hit record,
Yes.
You say something totally out of left field, just ridiculous.
Usually inappropriate, very inappropriate, which,
Yes.
yes. And this was no
to
different.
try to make me laugh without context. And the last 2 weeks, I haven't fallen for it, but what you just said was so fucked up. I had to force myself.
I could tell. You were your head was shaking, like, yeah. But you did good, because unfortunately, as you do it more, it just feeds into the machine. There's no yeah, it's going to keep happening. It's going to get worse. It's going to get just more aggressive as time goes on. It's just life at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you know that. That's good.
Hey, is what it is.
Hey, so here we are. It's another exciting week in video game land. And two things before I officially get started. The first is Phil's going to samurai. Ooh, nice. I don't have mine's upstairs. Mike,
I'm going to do this episode with a samurai sword in my beard.
Do it.
Just because I can.
I would totally do it. That's how bored we are of content. Two things, as always, I will put all of the show notes below with timestamps. So if you want to fast forward to something you want to hear, you click on that. And while you're down there, you're going to hit subscribe to the channel because we appreciate you. All right, Phil. Enough of that crap. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of Phil's show notes. Starting at number 1, PlayStation 5 just hit its 5-month anniversary. You wrote 6, but it's okay. I did the math. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Jim Ryan is at the helm. We have no more Sean Layton. The question on everybody's mind is, did it live up to the hype? And since you are the show notes master, I will defer to your expertise, sir.
No, it did not.
Do you say that because one specific thing or just the overall experience? Because you were really excited about this thing leading up to it. I mean, remember the one show we did where we were constantly refreshing Twitter, and then you bought 60 consoles at one time, and then you were canceling some, and then I got a Marco Polo of you sitting at your living room eating apples like a G unit, waiting for the FedEx man, and then he showed up. And then we were playing, and then what happened? Where did all that love go?
Well, what happened was I ran out of games to play for because in the 5 months that's been available, they have managed to put out, I think, 3 bespoke games for PS5 and then a bunch of PS4 games that were up-resed for PS5. I have no reason to use it because the only thing that we're playing is Call of Duty, and I can play that on my Xbox or my phone or my computer or wherever I want. I'm pretty sure I can play it on my Apple Watch if I want.
Right, yeah, it's ported pretty much everywhere now. Okay.
I just lack of peripherals, lack of games, just lack of I fell so in love with it, and I was playing, Astro's Playground.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fun trip down memory lane. And then I got done with all the games that came out for it. Like, I don't know, man. Did it even really come out with its own game? It didn't, because Miles Morales, that was just like a long DLC. That shouldn't even count.
Still haven't even played it yet, believe it or not. And I was thinking about it today because I patched my PlayStation to the newest OS, and there was an update for Miles Morales. And I was like, is now the time to get into it? And I still haven't played it. So I believe you that it is a long DLC. I have I would say Demon Souls, but that's a
It's just a
remastered
remake. Yeah.
of a PlayStation 3 title, which I never played and was never officially supported in US. It was only imported and stuff. So I guess maybe you could argue that. But outside of Astro, that was the only true like next gen. Everything else was a port or a carryover of or made on both systems. But nothing yet that has really taxed PlayStation 5 for all the bells and whistles. We won't see that until Ratchet and Clank. I think it's in June. That'll be the first like real PlayStation game.
Yeah, which I am excited for.
Me too.
But it did not live up to the hype, in my opinion. Like, and I get it, COVID, blah blah blah. I understand.
COVID, yeah.
We can't even figure out a decent pair of bespoke headphones. All we have all we have are a million different pairs of headphones that on the box now say also works with PS5 because fuck it.
Well, you did go out and buy some new headphones, and my channel for a while there, for a couple months, I was like Mr. Headphone. That's all I did was review headphones. I got the not the Astros, the Pulse 3Ds. Then I picked up the Sennheiser 7Ps. Then I started doing videos on connecting my old Astro A40s with the mix amp, coming up with tons of videos and ideas. I ultimately settled on the Sennheisers as kind of like my go-tos. And I did pick up, I don't have it yet, but I did pick up the Shit Hell 2, greatest brand name ever, DAC, which should be here probably in sometime by the end of the year. They're back ordered beyond belief at this point. But you've picked up some Sennheisers. What do you think about those? I see the prop. These are the GSP 670 Gaming Series Wireless. What do you think?
They are great. I still don't understand all of their functionality because they are made by the Germans.
Nah. That's what I'm rocking, my old Sennheisers, man. That's tried and true. I love them.
They sound great. Just they have a lot of different cool functionality that I've yet to kind of explore just because I've really only been using them for PC. But I got to tell you, the process for taking them off the computer and making them work with the PlayStation is a huge hassle. It's a huge pain in the ass. Yeah. I had to unplug the dongle from my computer and then plug it into the front of my PS5.
Matt, that was insane.
And like coming from my
it took like 4 minutes to do that.
Not, dude, like 40 seconds.
You trundle your healthy frame, waddle across the room, stop for a Cheetos break. Yeah, I gotcha.
And like in comparison to trying to make the SteelSeries Arctis 9X, which are advertised as a Xbox / PC gaming headphone set, I got to tell you, unless I'm an idiot, which very possible, they don't work well with
you were cutting out quite a bit.
And like no matter what we did, we could not fix it.
Yeah, that was an issue. So you're saying that you think the Sennheisers are better than the Pulse 3Ds?
Yes.
They better be. Okay, I was going to say. Yeah, it's funny that the real excitement of peripherals for me, being a more wired guy, looking forward to getting my hands on a nice DAC for PlayStation 5, and you with your Sennheisers, it's funny that the most excitement we've kind of injected into the periphery space is third-party stuff. Like PlayStation promised us a back button attachment. We still have yet to see it. PlayStation hasn't really done much with virtual reality, although they did release a blog, I think last month, talking about VR 2.0 is coming, but not anytime soon. We haven't really had a lot of innovation in that front at all. And yeah, I would agree with you. Ultimately, I do feel like it's a letdown from the 4. I think the PlayStation 4 was a pretty solid launch, looking back on it now. But you go through this rut. The first couple months, people are still trying to get their feet wet. And a lot of people still don't have a console. So I wonder how much developers are really burning the midnight oil to get games out there, knowing that, there's not a lot of people that are going to buy them right now, even if they wanted to.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's kind of like it's an unfortunate self-fulfilling prophecy. Until more consoles come out, you're not going to see more games, and the inverse is true as well.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's just it's a great console. I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the games and the peripherals aren't there, man. And like part of the fun for me for getting a new console is to explore its features and
Right.
and put it to the test with a different selection, with a diverse selection of games, and also customize it. I want to pimp out my shit. I want a nice set of headphones and stuff. So that's just me. I'm a brat.
I'm a brat. Well, I have used this time as, and I do agree with you, I think a lot, except for Spider-Man, which I still will get to at some point. I've been using this as more of like a backlog machine. So I've gone back. I know PlayStation gave a ton of games away, their PlayStation Ultimate Collection or whatever the heck they called it. I've gone back and I've dipped through a lot of those older games, and a lot of games that were kind of on the cusp, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Remastered. I finally went back and beat. I've been still playing Days Gone. I still play The Division. Like, there are games that I still play, not every day, but there are games that I jump into, and they look great on PlayStation. So that's what I've been using it for. But you're right. Pushing the envelope forward, we're not there yet at all. We're not even close. And that's frustrating.
When's the last time you played Division? Did you continue on without me, or is it the last time we played together?
No, I still play. I've still been jamming through it. So it gets really good. I know.
Bastard.
No, you got cold on it. We're gonna have this discussion again.
You haven't asked me to play it in months.
You haven't been on in months, young man.
Well, dude, come on. Cut me a fucking break, Jim. I went out and bought this fucking gaming PC. Forgive me for wanting to use it.
And we use it, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll get to it. What's this break? What break do you want? You know what? You see me online. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You don't have... Are we friends on PlayStation? You can't turn it on and see that I'm online?
Oh, I don't ever turn it on unless
Well,
you ask me to
Jesus
play.
Christ!
I only have it to play with you, dude.
Listen, the last time we played Division, I think it was either Will or Jemp texted us, and I'm like, well, I kind of want to play Division, and you're like, yeah, and then like 5 minutes later, you're like, all right, so do you want to just get to the safe house and go play Warzone? I'm like, I guess. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And prior to that, your interest was waning. But yes, I have carried on. I will gladly continue to play with you. That's the great thing about Division. It's drop in, drop out. It's a lot of fun, and I'm still enjoying it. I have not done the DLC. I was waiting on maybe your return to play the DLC, but I haven't touched it yet. But I've done pretty much everything else in like the base game.
I would like to go on record
that
we can permanently put these things to the side. Is that if you ever want to play Division, just ask me and I will comply immediately. I just want to have fun and play. I don't care what we're playing, whether it be any of the weird, like full game works perfectly but is still in development games we play on PC, or Division or Call of Duty or whatever. Call of Duty seems to be dominating things because that's what our friend group likes to play. But if you want to play Division tonight, I'm down.
I don't believe you.
You know what? Coming to Florida, bitch.
I don't believe you. My feeling is you'll say that until you get the group text, and then you're like, but Battle Pass, and you like Warzone, and I like Warzone too. I think you like a little more, and I know that's a topic coming up. But specific to the Division, yes, I still do play. I don't play every single day. And listen here, young man, if you have been following my channel, you would have known I'm still playing it because I did 2 separate 20-minute videos talking about my thoughts on it.
What level are you right now? Are you just like OP as fuck?
I'm beyond the level. It's 30, but after 30, there's no levels. It's just gear score. So I
think I'm like level 19 or something.
You were like 24, 25 because I looked in the clan thing to see. We were like mid 20s. You hit 30, and once you hit 30, everything radically changes. The whole game changes, everything changes, and it's like a totally different game. It's very fun. But yeah, I'm calling you out on record as to tell you I did 2 videos on it, and you didn't say anything about it. So, on you, sir. He's got nothing to say. I beat him. That's it. I've won.
I don't know.
Mark this down. 15 minutes and 7 seconds. I've won. I think we can agree on this much, despite the fact that clearly you're not a fan of the Viper Magic channel. But I will say, in all fairness, I do post a lot of videos. I use it.
So many videos.
I do.
So many videos.
One a day, baby. That's my. Well, sometimes 2. I have 2 coming out because I started this new series called. Oh, Halo's a perfect example. Let's talk about Halo for a second. How about all the times I tell you I'm playing Halo and you're like, okay, so don't give me this I only play with you crap, dude. I am grinding Halo like a G. And I told you about Season 4, I told you about Season 5, and now Season 6. So double whammy, mark it down. 15 minutes and 56 seconds, I won again.
Do you want to play Halo?
Dude,
what do you want to play?
I play every night. I play Halo every day. I play Halo every single day. I've been playing Halo every day for the past 4 years.
What time do you get on and play it?
In the afternoon, usually after work. When does work end?
Well,
it's vague.
If you want, listen. Okay. In all seriousness,
yes. Tell me.
I have
Daddy.
to, in the back of my mind,
tell me something.
Balance. I have to, in the back of my mind, balance. Does Jim constantly want me breathing down his neck and demanding his attention? So sometimes when you mention to me that you're playing Halo, it's not that I don't want to play with you. I'm trying to respect the idea that you probably just want to do something on your own and you roll your eyes, but I'm trying to be considerate.
Can you hear me rolling my eyes? I'm going to get right next to the microphone.
That does factor into it. It does.
Are you?
And I'm not always available in the afternoon when you are. Our jobs are structured a little bit differently.
This is true. You do travel quite a bit. Listen, I
don't crucify me for that one. Division on me. Halo, cut me some slack.
I do. In all fairness, legit, I play Halo. I am not kidding. I've been playing Halo every single day for probably 4 years. Like, no joke. I play every day. And this, my tried and true, trusty prop, anytime you want to play some ranked Halo 3s with me. And I even talk about how I'm ranked in Season 3. Look at the last, 5 or 6 shows, and I mentioned Halo 3 ranked. I did this in Halo. And you go, okay. You're not like, oh, when can we play together? So don't boo-hoo me. I'm not mad. I still play, and I will continue to play.
I'm not mad about Halo.
You can't be.
I'm not mad about Halo at all. I was a little butthurt about Division, but that's just because I don't want you to move on without me.
Oh, well, listen. The world's very different for me. For Linda, what's the actress's name who plays in the Terminator? Linda Carter? No, that's Wonder Woman. My character is modeled after the mom, Sarah Connor. Modeled after the mom in Terminator 2. You know that was my look, and that's still my look. With the army hat, the glasses, the black tank top. So I am up to, I'm hunting Terminators now. When you left me, I was but a little man boy. Now I'm a man boy. All right, moving on. Look, we've already filled 18 minutes. This is great. Moving on, Phil. You mentioned PCs a minute ago. I see the note here, Phil's PC quest. The question Phil asks the world, and the world asks of Phil, when will GPUs come back in stock? The answer is never.
Never. The answer is never.
That is the official answer. Never. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's still a very difficult time to get out there. I actually noticed, because I have a very, very, very old... Okay, so your current computer, I know you're still dealing with returns and all that. You had the 3070, correct?
MSI.
I have a 2080. Prior to that was the 1080s. Prior to that was the 9 series. I still have an old 9 series graphics card that I use as a debugger because it doesn't utilize all this fancy PCI Express. It's a very basic GPU. So if I ever have any, it's like my test bench computer. That graphics card, I looked online, people are buying that. And that's when we're talking 9 years old, 8 years old, people are willing to pay $1,200 for that just because they want computer graphics. Even though that thing could barely run games. That is how desperate people are for GPUs at this point. So it is a bad place to be right now, for sure.
Yeah. And you know what sucks is I've got this 3070 right next to me, and it's like the old parable, water all around, but not a drop to drink because he's stuck in the middle of the ocean. You can't drink salt water.
That's right.
Uh, I could take that GPU out and start building a new computer, but I have to fucking send it back. And like I was on, if I don't send it back, they're just going to charge me MSRP for it, which is fine. And then Kevin's, our friend, if you want to edit that out, that's fine.
No, Kevin watches. He
Kevin,
knows. Kevin's my boy.
Kevin's like, oh, you're going to go to jail for fraud. And I'm like, fuck, no, I'm scared. So, and he expressed that he was just kidding, but I was like, no, that's a real thing. I did involve my credit card company, and they went hard for me. Like the moment, this is like multiple weeks of me trying to get a hold of them. The moment I involved them, from that moment, it was less than 24 hours later, I had a full refund back in my account from this computer. I'm just dealing with one other stupid thing before I'm going to send it back. And like, God forbid the company reaches back out to them because they're the intermediary now.
Yeah.
They're not going to talk to me directly.
Right.
They're like, hey, this fucking fat piece of shit sent it back without a GPU. I'm like, I'm not trying to scam you. I just want the GPU. Charge me MSRP for it, but that would probably piss them off. But what are they going to do with it now? It's used. Like
they're gonna just sell it back as they're just gonna they're gonna do their diagnostic with it and they're just gonna sell it to the next guy, their next computer.
Factory certified.
The principle. Yeah, that's right. Recertified. Yeah. I will say that when you were telling me about you were wanting to return and the principle of what iBuyPower did to you and how frustrated you were with the whole situation, I understood all that and I was like, that sucks. But in the back of my mind, I thought, you'll get this case sorted out. You'll get the water cooling LED sorted out. Maybe you got beat on the preferred customer support piece of it. But at the end of the day, in 3-6 months from now, it'll all be behind you and you'll be done. But I get it. You wanted to invest and, return it and the principal, and I get it. But now you are in the rat race with everybody else who's dying for these things. The best chance is raffles on Newegg there's so many sites that just they pop up very quickly and they're gone. Just in a heartbeat. You almost have to be just dumb luck, right place, right time. Doesn't mean they're not making more. It's just it's going to take a while. So that's the only thing that sucks is now you're back to kind of square one. You have some cool peripherals. You got a nice keyboard, mouse, monitor, but now you just need the guts.
I'm comfortable with that. I really am.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's more than just a principal thing. They took $300 for the replacement parts and they never sent them ever. I still haven't gotten them.
Well, do you think now that you have your credit card company involved, they're not going to?
Of course not. But from the moment that I ordered them to the moment I involved my credit card company, 3 weeks of them ignoring me went by.
That is frustrating.
Like, not getting a shipping update is one thing, but me leaving multiple messages. Like, I paid for the upgraded warranty on this thing, and I'm supposed to be able to get to a different customer service line. I left messages, I sent emails, I called their general customer service number and waited on hold for 2 hours, and they basically told me to fuck off. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to involve my financial institution, and they're like, we don't care. So that's what I had to do, and they still haven't. They never sent the parts, and they haven't refunded me the money for the RMA. So I know everyone is like, "Oh, you're a bitch," whatever. We don't want to hear about this. That's fine. I operate off principle a lot more than I should. That's just how I am. So
I don't think everybody's. I think a lot of people would understand.
You're frozen.
And sympathize.
I don't know what's happening.
What? I'm not. You're frozen. You can't see me.
You were frozen. You were frozen for quite a while. You're good now.
I'm dancing. Can you see me dancing?
You're looking skinny.
It's this liquid diet, man. Liquid in, liquid out. Hey, so... My ears! Listen here. With iBuyPower screwing you over and you're waiting and waiting and waiting for a refund, it's giving you time now to think about what's next. So you still want to get a PC game. I see you sent me a link to a Leanne Lee mid tower, and you want to get now you want to do an all white build. That's the hot new thing.
Mm-hmm. I've made something basically impossible, which is building a PC right now, even more difficult.
I'm going to open up the link here. And for everybody who wants to follow along at home, I will post a link to Phil's Lian Li PC011 Dynamic Razor Edition Black Tempered Glass on the front chassis. Okay, but
That's the mini small form factor though.
Oh, don't do mini ATX. No.
I'm gonna do a mid tower like everyone else, but
Thank you.
this is the part where Jim explains the differences and why he doesn't want me to do a small one.
Well, so I don't know how much you've really invested in looking into this stuff or not, but I think there's like 40 different standards of cases. And it comes down to the form factor that you bolt things on. They've been making these since like the 1980s. The most common being ATX. That's what most people use. Probably the second most popular is mini ATX. Phil was looking at a mini ATX, which is a horrible idea. The reason why you don't want one of those is most computer graphics cards and anything that sticks out from your computer. So I know you're looking at liquid cooled, but even liquid cooled would fall under this category. There is a universal standard of how wide the case has to be and how tall the case has to be for an ATX form factor. When you start getting into mini ATX, what happens is the case doesn't necessarily have to conform to those standards. So like on my computer, the gap, so I got my motherboard mounted on the side and my graphics card slides into a PCI Express slot. And then I got the case that comes down on the other side. The gap between the end of my graphics card and my case is like 1/8 of an inch, but it fits because by design they knew how far they can get it, and they said, okay, we're gonna get the biggest card we can fit in there. And you'll find that's true with a lot of stuff. It just barely fits, but it does. When you start getting into different form factors, as cool as it looks, you're gonna have to make a lot of edits and a lot of compromises, and I know you, and that's not what you want to do.
No, not at all.
So Lian Li's a great case. I still maintain if you're looking to save money, you want to build the Millennia Falcon of computers. Don't worry about what the case looks like. Don't worry about RGB lighting. Don't worry about liquid cooling. Just invest that money in better guts. That said, it's kind of hard right now. So if you can get this on sale, get it, but just know that it might sit there for a while. I mean, I had my old case. I finally broke down and bought a new case for this build. But previous to that, I think I had my case for 18 years, and I went through 4 different builds on that same case. And I finally just got rid of it because it was just so ratty and old, and all the plastic had faded, and it was crusty. And every time I got a new computer part, I put the sticker on the front so it looked like a NASCAR. And like every sponsor of like old parts that were in my computer. And I was like, I just need something a little better. So that's when I went out and bought out. I don't even know what kind of case I have now, but it's fine. I mean, I don't look at it. It's around the corner over there. I just know it works. But I get it. You want it to be a showpiece. You want it to be front and center next to your monitor, and you want it to be kind of something you look at. I understand that.
Yeah, I want to take one picture of it and put it on Instagram and get 19 likes, and that's what I'm spending $1,000 for.
That's right. I want to be validated on Reddit's Battle Station subreddit, and I want to be like, look at my build and make all my lights crazy. The thing I just did yesterday, and I noticed that it didn't take, but my mouse, which I don't know if you could even pick that up. My mouse, which was all red, has defaulted back to like this kaleidoscope again. That's the most bright I have. Everything else I have is red, not by design. It just happened that way, and it's fine. Yep. Yours is...
It's not doing anything right.
No, your SteelSeries mouse is just sitting there being sad. But one day, it won't be...
It's got a screen on the side. It says it does stuff.
It does stuff. I noticed, though, on this build, you're dumping the... you don't want the monitor case anymore? That's old hat now? We're done with that?
Fuck that shit. That's just something
Hello, Jim, from 3 weeks ago. What's that? Oh, okay. I'll let him know.
I got it on sale. I got it on sale. It was on sale, and it's normally a $300 case, and I got it for like $65 or something like that. But turns out Jim was right when he says when you buy fancy stuff like that, it's just more stuff that's going to break. And it came fucking broken.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It did fall apart on you pretty quick. I mean, most people usually build a computer, play with it for a few years, find out what they like, what they don't like. Not Phil. Phil buys a computer like every week. He's like power leveling Like, hey man, carry me to end state. It's like, well, you don't know what you don't know. I don't care. I'll just keep buying it until I find out what I like.
That's right. In fact, as soon as we're done, I'm going to go over to cyberpowerpc.com and buy a brand
There
new
you
build.
go.
Why Cyberpower PC? Because they let you engrave the side of the case, and I'm going to engrave it to say Mussy.
Mussy. Is it? Yeah, I love it. That's phenomenal. I would totally do that. Um, so I'm sorry the trials and tribulations continue, but I suspect it's going to be like this for a very long time until, the world stops sucking. But when the day comes, I'm sure you'll be the first to build some monster machine and play games on it and enjoy it at like 9,000 frames a second, even though you won't see anything over 120. Who cares, right? You got to have it. And now that you can, I was going to say, now that you can see it, you got to have it, right? Moving on to Phil's.
Dude.
Oh, go ahead.
The irony, the fucking palpable irony. So this thing will run Warzone on Ultra at like 240 frames per second. And I was thinking to myself the other day, this looks like Xbox.
I know.
I can't tell the difference. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for.
We were camping the other night in near military base. And I was observing, I was using, because I typically don't use a scope. I just like iron sights or like just a 1X. And I had like a Pellington or something that had like a 4 or an 8X on it. And I was admiring, we were in one of those like buildings that wasn't finished yet. So it had like wood panels and stuff. The windows were in, but nothing else was. I was admiring the attention to detail in that game. Like you zoom in on the phone, every single number's there. If there's a piece of paper on the counter, you can zoom in and actually read the paper. You could see where all the electrical conduits realistically connect to a circuit breaker, to the light switches, to the outlets. They've put a lot of attention to detail in that game, and if you go back and look at it on Xbox, you will not see that level of detail. So short of that, I can't speak for it, but I can say on PC, admiring all the little things, it does look really nice.
That Pellington has a standard 12 power stroke.
Okay, so 12X. Yeah, so it looked good. It looked really good, and I was incredibly impressed. And considering you have 150 people in the same space and it runs as well as it does, could run better, pretty amazing feat.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're at 30 minutes. You weren't a believer.
We're at 32 minutes and 15 seconds because the next timestamp is Phil's favorite new game mode, Mini Royale.
Yeah.
Is this what about Mini Royale do you like so much that Battle Royale doesn't give you?
It does not allow me to camp. My natural instinct when I get into a multiplayer match for Call of Duty is to take a sniper rifle and hide and be that guy that everyone hates. And I
can confirm this.
I am pretty effective. I'd like to say not as effective as some of our friend group with sniper rifles, but I'm pretty good. I cannot do that on Mini Royale. I can do it in normal Battle Pass. I can just follow you around and like you're going to run into a room, and if anyone's going to get shot, it's true. You. And I can hang.
Oh, we know.
Because Jim won't consider anything with any sort of tact or plan. Jim's like, okay, there's 6 guys falling in there. I've got a pistol. Fucking go. And he'll launch himself into the middle of these 6 people and then die and be like, well, I had fun. And it's just like, that's not the way I like to play. I like to have like strategy, and I like to like try to win. Jim doesn't care. Jim just wants to play.
I like in cycles, and that's right. I want to get in there, do my thing, and if we crush everybody, what a cool story, and then on to the next one. Yep, that's exactly right.
Right. Mini Royale does not allow me to do that. Mini Royale forces me to move around, which is exciting and terrifying and fun, but I'm getting used to it and having a lot more. I'm having so much more fun running around than I am just hiding in a stairway.
Does this mean we will see you return to Alcatraz for Resurgence? Because that's a very...
No, I fucking hate that.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, because that's exactly what Mini Royale is. It's very aggressive combat. You have to move very rapidly. There's not many places to hide. You spawn in, you're getting shot almost instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that map. I should probably force myself to play it more, but I would rather just keep playing Mini Royale if I had my
Mini
choice.
Royale is fun. We were playing last night. I know you didn't make it online, but we were playing last night, and we had some very bizarre circles that were like 60, 75% outside the play area. Like down by the bottom right corner of the map, you have the port, and then you have the actual ship that like beached up on the thing. The tip of the circle was on the south end of the ship, a little bit of port, and then like 60% DMZ. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really quick game. And it was a really quick game because like the one guy who landed and got a gun got like 700 kills because there's just nothing to loot. So yeah, there are some bizarre modes, but I do like that. I think what I like about that mode in particular is I don't feel as much of a connection to it in the sense that some of these games go long. It's just regular battle royale. They go long, and you feel an investment to your character, your gear, kind of the story you've gotten on. And when you die, whether it's your own reason or whether somebody just outplayed you or whether it's you got camped or whatever it is, it's kind of disheartening, and it kind of just is like, oh, like
Yeah. It's discouraging.
it does.
pisses
It
me
kind of
off.
takes you back, and I feel like with mini royale, I don't have time to care. I'm like, I know I'm going to go in. There's a high likelihood that this match is going to be over in 6 seconds. But on the time I do get invested, a normal game, and there's no more than I'd say 10 minutes. And it's done. That's it.
Yeah. 15 minutes
it's
at
very
max.
rapid.
And we've actually won a couple rounds.
We did,
It's
yeah.
like it forces us to, when we can figure out how to communicate and actually play effectively as a team, it forces us to be the best version of ourselves, as try hard and stupid as that sounds. And when we get together and we actually try, we win.
We do very well. The biggest problem I still have, and my biggest criticism with everybody involved, and I'm going to pick on you, and I'm going to throw a wide net, because I know we're talking about getting Will on the show at some point.
Oh, you're going to pick on me?
I'm going to pick on everybody. Oh. Something new. Mark your calendars. I'm going to pick on Phil. I'm going to throw a wide net here. I have my mouse button on the side. I have 2 thumb buttons. One is dedicated to the map, which I almost exclusively have open, or I'm constantly toggling just to see where everything is around me. And the other is ping. I cannot tell you the amount of times I'm playing where people go, there's a guy right there, which means absolutely nothing to anybody but the guy saying it. Oh, he's shaking his head.
This does not apply. This does not apply to me. I am excellent at pinging people, and my call outs, dude, I will pat myself on the back and say I do great fucking
You
call
do.
outs. And you can't say that I don't do those.
You know what's really good though? Pinging what you're shooting at.
I do ping. I always ping, because you know why? I think to myself, if I don't ping, Jim's gonna bitch.
I do. I complain. I would say you are getting better about pinging. I don't think you ping as much as you think you do, but it helps.
Because I freak myself out because I'm trying to get used to mouse and keyboard, and I hesitate, and then the guy gets away, and I'm just like, fuck.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying it's one of those, I guess it's habit from playing older games that have the pinging system in place. I ping before I shoot, which is to my detriment many times, that I should just start shooting, and I don't. Because once I'm shooting, I'm not pinging anymore. I'm just like engaged. Like I'm gonna empty a round. I'm gonna empty this clip or whatever, and like it's me or them kind of thing.
Yeah. But I'm a little bitch about that too. I am. I get pissy when people don't ping.
Well, if I'm getting the kill, it's like, cool, he's dead. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I'll ping the loot.
I'm saying I understand where you're coming from, because when a certain person that plays with us sometimes, who shall remain unnamed, just starts randomly shooting, he's like, right there. And I'm like, can you fucking ping him? Because I'm looking around at the wall.
Can't, yeah.
Like, I can't see anything.
You guys have better... See, in PUBG, my role was more what you're saying. PUBG, I was very good spotter. I was very good at calling things out. It's a little slower paced game. In Modern Warfare, it's a very fast game. You really don't have that kind of luxury, especially with my particular play style, typically running a MAC-10 or a SMG or something, where like if I see somebody, they already see me. I'm not like looking at like a 20x scope or whatever across the, I'm walking in buildings. Like that's how I spot things when I'm like looking at you. So it's a little different for me than others, but it is a fun game, and I do like the fact that they add these other modes. It kind of makes it evolve a little bit. I know we'll be getting a new map here in about 5 days, which I'm really excited for. We get a new battle pass, and it's just going to reinvigorate and make the game even more fun. And it's just one of those games that, like, cool, what are we going to do next? And I think that's what I do like it. And I like the competitive aspect, too. I think the competitive aspect helps quite a bit as well.
Yeah. I need to finish grinding out battle pass. I'm pretty close.
Still got like 6 or 7 days. I think you're probably in the mid 90s. I'm at 99.5. So I figure tonight or tomorrow I'll break over.
And then you're done with it till next season?
No, I mean I'll still play if you guys want to play.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I put in some pretty hard hours grinding Cold War over the last couple weeks in terms of just like I'm gonna do nothing but play Cold War multiplayer with a gun I hate, which I've retired from, by the way. The Krig broke my back on that. The Krig was the gun where I leveled up the freaking Hauer 77 shotgun. I leveled up that goddamn LC-10, the worst submachine gun known to man. I even started leveling up pistols, the Magnum, because I wanted dualies. That Krig 6 broke my back, and I said, I am not playing this anymore. I went back to the MP5, I went back to my Milano, and I am having a blast with that game. All my custom loadouts are my old faithfuls, and I've been playing the best Call of Duty of my life.
Dude, I finally figured out what I needed to do as far as loadout wise, and now whenever we get a loadie, I go to one thing,
Yep.
which is my Finn LMG with a sniper scope on it
Hell
and
yeah.
my fully kitted out Mac 10. And
You're set.
I've been playing my best Warzone. I've been getting like even Will the other night said, "Wow, Phil's destroying everything tonight," because I had
know.
like 5 or 6 kills because I
know.
need something with the scope, but I need it to be fully automatic because I don't know why I can shoot someone in the head with a 50 caliber sniper rifle from only
don't
like
drop.
100
I
yards
know.
away, and they're just like fuck it, and they run away. So
That's what the Krig broke in my back, was me trying to get outside my comfort zone and put on a sniper rifle, landing the perfect shot and not getting a kill shot with it, and realizing I had to do it like 5 or 6 times because it's not that powerful. While it's recoiling all over the place, I'm like, this sucks. Or I run up to you and I just machine gun you, hip fire, and it's way more fun. So
Right.
I have since retired from I've retired from that. I will not do that again. I'm a Mac 10 man. I'm a Milano man. I'm an MP5 man till the day I die. Now, if they want to release a new SMG for Season 3 of Battle Pass, maybe I'll reconsider my options. But as far as that goes, I've retired from ARs. I retired from snipers.
Now, for some reason, Warzone blended, Modern Warfare and Call it and Black Ops guns. I'm pretty sure this is the only case where it's relevant. There are 2 MP5s you can choose from. Are you a hashtag Legacy MP5 Cold War 1980s, or are you a Modern Warfare Modern MP5 guy?
I like the sound effects of the Cold War one better because it's more metal and like it feels heavier. But the newer one is 1,000 times better. The recoil on it, the reload speed, it's just a much more advanced piece of technology, which it should be. It should be. It's 20 years newer with better whatever parts and whatever.
30 years newer.
But yeah, it's just not any fun. A lot of the Cold War guns really feel out of place, and there's been a lot of debate about that in general, discussing, the rumor is the next Call of Duty will be a World War II game. If that is true, I most likely will not get it. I don't want to say never, but I would say I most likely will not get it.
We just had one of those.
And it's been the worst Call of Duty in terms of reviews, and it's been the worst Call of Duties in terms of actual sales in a very long time. Call of Duty World War II. And I don't know why they want to go back to that. I hope it's not true. But that's going to totally break the mold for every Call of Duty feeding into the Warzone machine, because you're not going to be playing with Garand M1s when you're playing against people using MP5s. The balancing would not make sense. Are you going to go back to a 1942 Warzone map? None of this makes any sense. I really hope this isn't true. I mean, we'll see. But I think Call of Duty is at a point now where Warzone is a monster in of itself. And it's great, and I love it. But they got to treat that franchise with respect and dignity. And I feel like if we just start throwing too much stuff into it, it's going to get bloated. The balancing is going to turn out bad, and people are going to just leave because there's going to be better games that come out.
Yeah, Jim does not want to play Warzone with an M1 Garand.
I don't want an M1 Garand, period, because you can't reload until you just empty the clip into the dirt, which is the dumbest design in the planet. But it's got the distinct metal pling. I don't care. You know what? No. Yeah, I need scopes, I need laser sights, I need cool charms. I don't need like gray, boring. What are they gonna put, like a bayonet? You're gonna run at me with a bayonet? Like, come on, like get out of here. Like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
So I know
the Tommy gun.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, So if that's true, and Battlefield 6 does come out this year, and it's rumored to be like a spiritual successor to Battlefield 4, which I still play. Matt and I started playing it again. Wasn't Phil's cup of tea, but Matt and I love the hell out of it. I'll tell you what, if they can make a spiritual successor to that game, and Call of Duty comes out with Call of Duty World War II, again, I think you're going to see a very radical landscape change. And I think people will move off Warzone and move on to Battlefield by the end of the year. And that would be awesome if it's true, because the competition is going to drive good stuff. But I mean, I am that against World War II shooters at this point. I think most people are sick of them too.
Yeah, I don't know why we have to keep jumping in and out of the same foxholes. Like, do something innovative. At least Cold War was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And it had a surprisingly awesome story mode.
Yeah, it did. A little investigative work in there with the little side missions, and you walked around that one mission. You had dialogue options. There were side quests inside the mission. I mean, they were basic, but it was still, yeah, they put some thought into it. So I'm just tired of us going back to the well of another World War II game. Like, everyone loved Modern Warfare. So just give us more of that, because people want that. I don't know what the problem
turns
is.
out people like modern technology and modern
Turns
weapons.
out we live in 2021, not 1941 or whatever, and like we want cool stuff. I know. Last two topics. Phil has mentioned that we've named our channel mascot, which you see prominently featured. Phil's wife put together the cool logo for us, which you see always every week. It starts off the show, it ends the show, it's always in the middle. And I say we, not we, Phil has come up with the ingenious name of the Overseer, which makes perfect sense considering War Never Changes, Fall. Like, I don't know why I didn't make that connection. So the submittals for the naming is over. Thank you for everybody who submitted the name.
The only other option was the Bob. We're going to name it the Bob.
Yeah, the Bob 3. We had the Bob 2. That's covered. Now we need a Bob 3. But anyways.
That's right.
So now, so we have the Overseer name. And then so I just wanted to mention that because I wanted to mention it last week, and I honestly kind of forgot. But the last thing before we get into Phil's farewell, and I'm shocked we went 47 minutes. This was very good. Phil asks me, Jim, whatever you want to talk about, and Jim, what are you playing? Well, that is a loaded question, sir. I play a lot of things. I already told you about Halo. I already told you about Division. I just picked up a game which I think you might like, and I actually have my Switch here. I mean, like I just picked it up like as you were logging in to Steam or Skype today. I went ahead and I downloaded this game, and it's not even finished downloading. It's called The Longing. Okay, The Longing. It was on the Nindy Direct today. I'm sure you didn't watch it. It was a 20-minute video of indie games. The Longing is, you are a minion to a king, and you have to wait. The king went to sleep to regain his powers, and you have to wait for him to wake up for 400 days. And the game takes place in real time. So the second you start playing the game, you will actually beat it in 400 days from now. You could do stuff, I think, that will like advance the story somehow, and I'm not entirely sure. But it seems very, very interesting. It was $14 and I bought it. So I will definitely be playing The Longing tonight. And I'll do a full review on it whenever I beat it. Maybe 400 days from now. I don't know. But I will eventually dive into it. And then the other game I've been playing a lot of, which you have zero interest in playing with me, but I'm reminisced to not say I am in love with Pac-Man 99. I play Pac-Man 99 like if I have a 10-minute break, waiting for, like, if I'm on my computer, on my work computer over here, and I'm waiting for a WebEx to come up, I'm playing around in Pac-Man 99. And I'm really good at it. Yeah, man. It's a good game. I don't know why you are so down on the Pac-Man, but it's got ghosts. You could screw other people. It's like fast-paced. It gets more, the music starts picking up at the end. And when you win, it's like the Battle Royale feeling. It's just that tension of like you winning, you doing things that like screw the other person and you win. It's a really cool feeling. Who knew Pac-Man could be so fun and competitive?
I just don't know. No.
When's the last time you turned on your Switch?
I don't know, 4 weeks after Super Mario All Stars came out.
Man. See, you have a lot of good. See, this is. There's a good. I know you like Warzone, but there's so many other good games out there. Nintendo Switch just released a ton of them today. You got all those really cool games from PlayStation, the collection. You still haven't played Days Gone, which was a masterpiece. Masterpiece. You got to check that game out. You got to play Days Gone.
What am I supposed to be doing all
I
of
don't
this?
know. When are you quit watching these dumb? You text me like I'm watching like some movie on Netflix. I'm like, no one cares. Like the other night you're watching Private Ryan. Fuck that. The movie's 20 years old. Play some games.
Bro, I was in a hotel.
Bro, look at the Switch. You could hold it here, you could hold it there, and imagine holding it all the way to the hotel and then bringing it all the way back home. Yeah, so there's a lot of good games out there, but this is how it works really. When you have this type of lull, it's backlogs. That's all you have. So you got to find a game, or in this case, an indie game like The Longing, that you're like, oh, I haven't played this in a while, or like this looks interesting because. Ratchet and Clank's going to come out. We're going to chew it up, and then we're going to spit it out in maybe a week, 2 weeks. And then what? Then we're back to like, well, that was fun.
Well, I can't wait for Aloy to come out.
I know, right? Or yeah, I mean, those are probably all. Probably the next big hits are probably the end of the year. So this is a great time to open up that place. Play Bloodborne. You haven't checked out Bloodborne? That's a phenomenal game. That's free on your PlayStation.
Yeah, I'll probably check out Days Gone before I do that.
Yeah, Bloodborne is a frustrating experience. Well, we made it, folks. We entertained you for almost 52 whole minutes. And I got to say, we did good. I'm proud of us. Phil, I got to give you credit. You put together some phenomenal show notes, which led to some good stuff. So you get the seal of approval.
I want you to do the sign off tonight.
No, I don't have the graphics for Phil's farewell. I mean, I could if I hit Phil's farewell the screen. What'll happen is it'll just be you. I don't even have a way to like get into the screen.
Oh, I got you.
I didn't make the template. I could make Jim's farewell, but it'd be like the play on it is the PH, the f. Like it'd be like Jim's jingle. I don't know. Like what would? There's no cool jumpin' Jim's Jubilee. Like I don't know. But anyways, Phil, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and Phil is gonna tell you guys all about I don't know, probably something insensitive about me if I know Phil.
Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. Sorry it was a short show this week. We screwed you out of probably 7.5 minutes. But much like Will, absolutely will not ping people.